Hi everyone, this is a Taurus season general energy overview, especially for the first part. I made a few notes here on key points that I want to discuss with you. So first and foremost, happy birthday to all the Tauruses out there. Hope you have a fabulous celebration of your solar return. And for all of us, the rest of us, there are a few things that it's important to pay attention to. Taurus like stability, reliability, and all things long lasting. And we have just had a Sun Pluto square, which calls again for deep transformation. We are being called to make sure that we have built on strong foundations rather than shaky grounds. So if you're feeling challenged in any area of your life, that's where you ought to go back to the drawing board and start again. The good news is can be bringing clarity, breakthroughs, and epiphanies. The not so good news is they will be disguised. So we'll have to dig deep and uncover them from conflicts with others or ourselves, challenges, and discomfort. Then we just had a square between Mars in Leo and Sun in Taurus. So might have felt pushed and pulled between staying in the comfort zone and venturing into achieving more freedom, higher level of success. But the problem is they do involve new challenges and we need to be prepared to take them on. We are asked to take action and move in the direction of change and creation of something new, something better, and more aligned with our heart. Then for the third time this year already, we have a Venus conjunction to Saturn, both in Pisces. And pretty much every important area is being scrutinized. Romance, finances, our values all had to be reviewed and reassessed, restructured and rebuilt. Now it's time to reintegrate. The wool is no longer pulled over our eyes. The boundaries have to be in place and serious uncomfortable action is required. Good news is Mercury and Neptune in Aries conjunct Sun in Taurus support us to make our dreams come true. But in order for new to come, something outdated that doesn't serve our future anymore has to go. And with Venus Saturn aligned to the North Node, the node of the future in Pisces, old karmic contracts might reoccur, so be careful because we are being tempted and tested to see whether we are ready to truly put an end to those. It is time for redirection and to let your pain fuel your power. And if you weren't fed up already with me going on and on for months and months about healing oneself, about deep transformation, well, the Black Moon Lilith moving into Scorpio, the dark sign, is calling for shadow work. So just so you know, it's not just me, although that would be natural with me having Lilith in Scorpio anyway. So let the shadow work begin if you haven't done it already. And I hope you're done or nearly done with the work that needed to be done out in the open, so to speak. It's time to drop even deeper in the depth of your unconscious, where suppressed desires and the conflict between intimacy and power are waiting for you to bring them to light. Because what we are not aware of cannot be addressed. And until we address all that and heal it, they will continue to control our life. So if you want to claim your true self, your full potential, and your soul, you ought to face the bad and the ugly first. Word to the wise. with Saturn conjunct the North Node in Pisces, everything we do that shouldn't will bind us into a spiritual karma for the next 57 years until next one happens again in 2082. So don't take what's not yours, don't speak ill, don't think ill of others, do not harm. This should be norm anyway, but now more than ever, we have to make sure that the energy doesn't get the best of us, because obviously it is a bit volatile. Speaking of which, this this week in particular, perhaps even starting with the weekend, make sure to avoid conflicts, confrontations, aggravating situations more than ever. Anything and anyone that you know would be antagonizing, somebody you know would be perhaps violent by nature or angry in general, or with you for whatever reason, avoid them. Avoid talking, again, as I said, ill about people, or criticize, ridicule, agitate anyone. Just don't, not for the next 10 days, let's say. Although, as I said, this should be norm, and we should by now learn to avoid such people and circumstances. So it is important that we stay safe and at peace and out of harm's way. So keep doors locked, windows secured, keep safe at all times. Even if people are around you, friends and family, one can never be too cautious. Just remember, prevention is the best cure and the best solution. It's not so much about predictable situations as it is about the unexpected. So stay safe, as I said, as much as possible. And interestingly enough, I have pulled the rune called it's number 13, which again speaks about deep transformation. It corresponds to the death in card in the tarot deck, and it speaks about inevitable, about unexpected, about deep transformation, and as well as natural death. It brings irreversible changes in our life, and we have to align ourselves with our destiny, with our North Node. Let me see what else it says. I'm reading from its book here, by the way. So I make sure I give you all the interesting information. It's not about, so what it says is, if it means that you have to say goodbye to someone in your life, you have to understand that is part of the path you each have to walk. So you might have to walk separate paths from here on, and it's about spiritual up leveling, if you like, as well. It's about following destiny. Everything has an ending, so we have to learn to accept the things that we cannot change and to change the things that we cannot accept. Change is part of life, it's part of evolution, and sometimes in order to win we have to lose. It's again part of the game, if you like. But beyond all that, there is a new beginning, there is a new world awaiting, a new important cycle of life, and we are again being reminded that what goes around comes around. So very much the rune is in tune with the planets, as always, the energy aligns. We live with the purpose of evolving and of creating communities and of service and helping others. So we have to learn to do that. And what else is saying? For those who are on their own, so the singles, it is in a way talking about your inability of changing and adapting and adjusting. Before we expect anyone to change, we have to change ourselves. So perhaps look at what is that you do or you don't do or you can't accept, that comes perhaps in the way of you being in a relationship. Obviously that is only if you're interested in being in a relationship, because some people are just very happily getting on with life on their own, enjoying peace, and it's a choice they made. So obviously only take it as it applies. And yeah, practically, to cut a long story short, remember that every ending is a new beginning. So I hope this helped wise people. Remember to subscribe, is free. Comment, let me know if it resonates, and that will also not just help the video be shown to other people who might need to see it, but for me to pick up on your energy. The signs predictions are coming up, so if you hit that notification bell button, you will be notified when I next upload. And until next time, be loved and be happy.